Welcome to another episode of the Donta Show Network, Story Times, where I tell prison stories, hood stories, and supernatural stories.
Ah, shit. Here we go again.
I'm the guy in the documentary.
I started to put my plan into making. So I let him know that I want him to be with me. I let him know that I want to have sex with him. I let him know I want to lay with him. He started crying and begging and pleading. You know what I'm saying? Mark, I don't want to be like this. I don't want to be gay. I don't want to. But at this time, you know what I'm saying, I'm out of control. I don't want to hear nothing, no talk.
What I'm about to talk about is there's been a very touchy, delicate, crazy, twisted, warp subject that's been kind of haunting me for years. Yeah, for many, many years. And I try to just overlook it or forget it, but it's hard, you know what I mean? And me being who I am, if something bothers me and it just keeps bothering me, eventually I got to say something or do something about it. You know what I mean? Not saying that this video will change anybody's view or idea or opinion of me or of the situation that I'm about to discuss. But hey, you know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like I need to clear the air and let it be known, you know, the truth, let the truth be known about what really happened and what really was meant to be. What was meant to be was totally not what happened.
We had sex together, and, you know, we fought together, and we was there for each other.
The relationship that we shared was really like the relationship I had with my child's mother. I mean, we were so compatible. We were, you know what I'm saying? We had so much in common. We developed great feelings for one another. He was like my shadow. Everywhere you seen me, you seen him. We were best friends. It wasn't, the relationship wasn't based on sex, you know, me fucking him in his ass. It was more than that. You know what I'm saying? I cared deeply about him.
And I was inspired from watching a guy on YouTube, the Donta Show. Watching his shows inspired me to talk about my story. Because like I say, and I'm mad enough to admit that I did not have the courage or the knowledge of how to go about in doing this. You know what I mean? But watching the Donta Show inspired me. And I was like, you know what, man? You made your bed, you got to lie in it. You know what I mean? But in order for you to feel some type of peace and to kind of resolve the situation within myself, you need to let it be known what really happened, what was really intended. Okay. And like I say, watching the Donta Show really inspired me. I rock with you, Donta. Real talk, bro. I love your show. I watch it every day. I also watch other YouTubers, but it's something about the Donta Show. It's like, you know what? I need to reach out to him and put my story out there. Okay. So, as a lot of y'all may know about the documentary called Turned Out, Sexual Assault Behind Bars in Alabama. Okay. That documentary was done in 2001. I'm him. Well, one of the guys. The other guy, he is no longer here with us. He passed away. you know, it is what it is. May he rest in peace. I'm still here. And I would like to tell my story about the story that a lot of people in the world have seen. They've made their own judgments on it. I've read the comments and, you know what I'm saying, this, that, and whatever, you know what I mean? Hey, everybody is entitled to their own opinion. But that documentary was not, they edited a lot of stuff. They capped out some stuff. They ran some stuff in with each other. It was not like that. It's not like that. Like I say, the name of the video is Turned Out Sexual Assault Behind Bars. Now, sexual assault does go on behind bars. All types of stuff go on behind bars. If you've been there, then you know it's a crazy, twisted, warped world. It's a world within itself. You know what I mean? But I just felt the need that I need to tell my story of the events that were in that documentary. Everything was not true. Everything was not true. Some of it, yes, but most of it, no. The director, okay, I was introduced to these people. They were from Camden, New Jersey, Boston, Massachusetts, somewhere in Massachusetts, something like that. But the name of the company was Issues and Incarcerations, Interlock Media. The director's name was Jonathan Schwartz. Okay. So you got to look at it from my shoes. You know, try standing in my shoes. I've been locked up for a while. These people come down because my friend, some type of way, he was tied in with them. And he said, I know someone that could give y'all some knowledge of things that go on in prison. Okay, so they went to the commissioner of the prison system in Alabama and got permission to come into the prisons and film. So the warden of any prison couldn't stop it because the commissioner had already approved it. Okay. Because if any of y'all know, you can't just, come up to a prison and say, oh, we want to film about your prison or we want to film prisoners. No, they can't. That's not possible. They have to have permission. You know what I mean? So they come to the prison. Well, they actually did. They did it in 2 prisons because I got in some trouble at the first prison where they were filming at, and I got transferred to another prison, and they got permission to come to that prison to finish up the documentary. Okay. Like I said, the documentary was solely based on trying to educate and teach people about prison life. But that's not the way they edited it to be. They made me out to look like I was some type of animal or some type of monster, and I'm not. That's not me. I'm not no animal. I'm not a monster. I'm not a bad person. Yeah, I've done some bad things in my life. I've made some mistakes, but I'm not an animal. So they come to the prison and man, listen, when I say, when you've been locked up, man, you only see the female officers, which, some look pretty decent, but, this man comes and he has a whole crew. It was like 8 of them, and it was like him and it was one other guy. All the rest were females, and they were beautiful. They bringing me free world food. Like, what do you want to eat? Whatever I said I wanted to eat. They weren't gonna bring no drugs or no alcohol or no weapons or nothing. But food, yeah, they could. So, and then the women, they were giving me so much flirty type attention. I was like, I almost lost my mind. Like, bro, I hadn't been around a woman in like 12 years at that time. You know what I mean? So I mean, that shit just kind of went to my head, man. You know what I mean? Then the food, you know, cause everybody know prison food sucks. So them bringing me that free world food, and well, that's what we call in prison, free world food. You know, those who've been in prison understand that term. Those who haven't, yeah, you might be like, what do you mean free world food? But yeah. Okay, so they bring me that food, the women all bubbly and flirty and just this, that, and, you know, they talking to me, and it just, so when we started the documentary, I guess what I was saying wasn't really lighting the fire that they was expecting. So they kind of like coached me into things to say and this and that and that. And I just kind of like the more I done it, it's like the more comfortable I became. So I just went to just throwing stuff out there and adding stuff and just, you know what I'm saying, hyping it up, you know, this, that, and the third, like, you know, and that's what they wanted. That's what they wanted. And me, you know, I was young. I had, like I said, I had been locked up. You know what I'm saying? They, you know, eating that garbage for that many years and, you know, not being around no pretty women, like being, you know, like, cause you can't be all up on the female guards and, you know, talking to them like, you know, a personal type, you know, area like that. So, you know, that kind, all that stuff was like, man, it just blowed my mind back. Like I was like excited and happy and just all over the place. You know what I mean? Because I hadn't had this in so long. And all the time I was not knowing that their intentions were to get this video from me and exploit me and to make me look like some type of predator. They were nice. They were respectful. They seemed like great people. And that's how I looked at them. That's how I took them. But the whole time they had other ideas. And me, like I said, me being young, naive, not really knowing the severity of what I was doing and saying, and then they had me sign some type release papers or something. I can't even remember. It's been so long. But like I say, that was 23 years ago. You know what I mean? So they put the video out. Okay. I finally get out of prison, like 2001. I think I got out of prison like 8 or 9 years later. Okay, life was good. Everything was good. And I ran across the video on YouTube. I was like, oh, okay, that's the video I did. So, oh yeah, I'm excited. I want to watch it. But when I watched it, it was not nearly. I'm like, what? And man, the more I watched, the more furious I got, because I'm like, wait a minute. Man, listen, you know, I don't know how they did it or how you would even go about doing that. You know what I mean? But I'm sure they know, because this is what they do. They know how to edit. They know how to piece stuff and, you know, it cut out stuff and put this piece with that piece. And you know what I mean? And man, I could not believe what I watched. I'm like, oh my God. So then I'm thinking like, okay, well, maybe no one will see it. Wrong. A lot of people seen it. A lot of people seen it. I even met a woman. I'm not going to call her name, because God knows that woman was so good to me. She was so good to me. She was from Colorado. She wrote me a letter, and I got it in, like I said, I'm still in prison, St. Clair, or maximum security prison here in Alabama. I get the letter. I'm like, Colorado? Who the hell? I don't know nobody in Colorado. I open up the letter and I read it. And she explains to me that she had seen the documentary and she didn't think it was real. She didn't think I was real. She wanted to, see if that was really me, if I was a real person, whatever. Okay. She put her phone number in there. So, in prison, Alabama, at that time, the cell phones was just like really starting to hit. People were getting cell phones, right? I had a friend, may he rest in peace, because he's no longer with us. Good dude. He had a cell phone. Like I said, I'm not going to put his name out there because, respect for him and his family. But he had a cell phone, and I said, hey, we kicking. I said, man, I got this. And he read the letter, and he was like, man, you might want to call her the way she talking. Like, she might, you know what I mean? I'm like, man, that's probably probably just some bull crap. You know what I mean? But it wasn't. She wasn't. She was real. So I called her. And do you know, after talking to that lady, we built a bond so tight. It was as if we had known each other for forever. And I got out, and she actually came to visit me. She drove all the way from Colorado to Alabama. And I thought, she was telling me, oh, I'm on the way. And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But when I asked her about a couple of hours later, I'm like, where are you? And when she named where she was, I'm like, she must be on her way. Ain't no way in the world she would even know about this little town, the name of this little town, if she wasn't really coming. So I was like, whoa. I got super excited. I went and got dressed and ready. And when she pulled up, hey, man, when she got out that car, she's half white and half Mexican. Man, she got out that car, I could not believe my eyes. You hear me? She was bad to the bone. She was bad. She had hair down to her backside. She was, I know I can't say what I want to say because, I know Facebook and YouTube and Instagram, they got rules. But I'm just going to say she was bad. She was bad, y'all. She was bad. Hey, I ended up dating that woman for, God, off and on probably 5 or 6 years. But you got to understand, when you had been locked up as long as I had been locked up, almost 20 years, and you out, and with me living in Alabama, her living in Colorado, and, I'm getting a lot of attention from other women. Yeah, y'all already know what I'm trying to say. And she wasn't having it. She wasn't having it, y'all. She was a little older than me, but she kept herself up. She didn't drink alcohol. She didn't smoke cigarettes. She didn't do drugs. She ate salads and fruits like every day. She used to jog. So yeah, she did not look her age. But she was smart. She's very smart. And she was very observative. She used to come down and stay with me like 2 to 4 weeks at first. And then one time she stayed like 3 months. You know what I mean? And, I got caught up trying, being a man, being devilish. You know what I mean? I got caught up. She caught me up, and, she just wasn't that type of woman. Now, we still friends. But, it's that part. I know ain't nobody here but me. It sounds like somebody in the house. Anyway. But yeah, we still friends, but And and what's so funny about it, the way that she even learned about me was that documentary. And she wrote to me because she wanted to see if I was a real person. If, and yeah, I told her, yeah, I'm a real person. I'm really in prison. But when I did that video, that was years before. And she said, hey, you still in prison? Like, yeah, I'm still in prison. And hopefully I'll be getting out soon. And then I got out like 2 years later. Yeah, I almost finished my whole sentence, but they did finally let me out on parole. I only had like 2 years left, about a year and a half, you know what I'm saying, before they let me out. And it just bothers me because so many people have judged me about that video. Family, friends, a lot of people. And they don't even know the truth. They've never even talked to me. They've never met me. Nothing. They don't know anything about me. But I can understand. Because when I watched it, especially if you've never been to prison and you watch that, you would definitely be like, whoa, I don't ever want to go to prison. And that's what the whole video was done for. The video was done to try to, keep young guys from coming to prison. That was the whole purpose of the documentary, was to try to steer youngsters in a different direction than a life of crime so that they would not come to prison. But Jonathan Swartz, the producer, and I guess the owner of the company, Issues and Incarceration, Interlock Media, I guess, his intentions was to make me look bad, to make me look like I was a pure animal. And I'm like, and look, man, let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all something. Anybody knows, in the state of Alabama, I don't know about no other states, but I can speak about this one. In the state of Alabama, man, look, I would never got out. I would have had more time and all that, bro. And all that. Alabama does not play that. But that documentary, man, it made me look like a pretty animal. And I'm like, whoa, I've tried to call Jonathan Swartz, email, text, never a response. Never. And like I say, I talked to the guy, Dante, that does the Donta Show on YouTube. Really cool guy. Really cool guy, man. You know what I'm saying? Down to earth, understanding, you know what I mean? And when I talked to him, he basically told me, man, that video, they're not going to never take it down. You can forget that. I said, understood. But, and like I say, watching his shows, and he left his number up there. So I'm like, man, it had been on my mind for so long. And finally I said, you know what? I need to do something about this. I need to try to straighten this out. And I know, like he said, and I understand that people still gonna feel the way they feel. And they have that right to. You're entitled to feel however you feel. But people who know me, I have plenty of friends out here. Plenty. And they good people. And they know I'm good people. They know this. But I know it's a lot of people still gonna feel the way that they feel about it. And I understand that. I understand, it is what it is. You know what I mean? But it's so much and so many things about that documentary that were fabricated, that it was so many lies. It was an act. That's what they wanted. That's what they wanted. That's what the producer and mainly everybody in his crew, that's what they wanted. They didn't like I say, the stories and the first thing that I started talking about, he was like, nah, we want you to talk about this, and we want, you know what I mean? You really? I'm thinking in my mind, like, you want to hear about that? This is okay. Okay. So they feed me. They, you know what I'm saying? Okay. They come to see me. They come to do this documentary. I'll say, I'm gonna give you what you want. And I gave it to them, not knowing that it would paint a very, very bad picture of me. If I'd have knew that, I would have never done that at all. Never. I would have never done that. Because like I say, it's so many people that have seen that video have so many bad comments and opinions about me, and I'm not even that person. I'm not that person. I'm not that person at all. I'm just a normal guy. I believe in God. Yeah, I've not been perfect in my life, and I'd be the first one to admit that, but I'm not the monster that documentary portrays me to be. I'm not. I'm just a regular guy. I like music, all types of music, all kinds. I like to go out to eat. You know, I like to go to church. I like to go watch movies. I try to help people. I respect people. I try to be decent to people because, yeah, I've lived a crazy life in my past. I've done a lot of things that I'm not proud of. But with age and a lot of heartache and pain comes wisdom, or it's supposed to come. Not everybody gets it, but I got it. I got it. I learned that you have to treat people with respect. You have to do unto others as you would want done unto you. And I truly believe in that. I truly believe in that. Am I perfect? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I don't claim to be. But I'm a human being. I'm a human being with feelings and emotions. And I just wanted to put it out there, man, that what that documentary shows, that's not me. That's not me, y'all. That's not me at all. Family, a lot of them don't fool with me behind that documentary, and I know that. I know that, and that's cool. It's no thing, but I just wish that they would have talked to me and asked me, like, you know, so like a couple of my family members did. And I talked to them and I told them, like, okay, I understand now. You know what I mean? The purpose, what the purpose was for the documentary, why it was done, and, you know what I'm saying, why did I decide to do it? You know, once I explained that to a couple of people in my family, it was like, okay, I understand. You know, they basically just, they gypped you. You know what I mean? They used you because they knew you were vulnerable. They know you wanted to eat some of them hamburgers and pizzas and chicken and all that stuff they was bringing. You know what I mean? And they gypped you. And it's nothing I can do about it. You know, it is what it is. I've even been told that they used that documentary to train correctional officers in prisons all over the world. Yeah. They use that documentary to train cadets that are becoming officers in the prison system. You know what I mean? They actually use that documentary to train them for things to look out for, things, you know what I mean? To show them, about prison, like what goes on, what can go on, and how to conduct themselves in a professional manner. So, and also keep themselves safe. You know what I mean? On the other hand, I've also been told that, it has reached some youngsters to where they was like, man, I'm not doing nothing to go to prison. And that's the whole purpose of it. It was to deter young people from making bad decisions that would cause them to have to go to prison. That's what the whole documentary was for. That's what was the purpose. It was intended for that purpose. You know what I mean? Those who know me know me. Those who don't, and they try to judge me and think they know me from that documentary, that's not me. That's not me at all. 100%, that's not me. And I know a lot of people have seen it. And hey, I hate it. Especially those who see it and who've never been to prison, and they see it and they were like, whoa. And they're so fast to judge and criticize without not ever even saying a word to me. Not ever even asking me about it or man, what really happened, or what really went on with that, or what was your intentions, or what, I'm saying? Just so fast and so quick to judge and criticize me. And I'm like, all you got to do is just ask me. Just ask. Because there's a lot of people that I be around a lot that have seen it, and I know they've seen it, and they act a little different towards me, but they never say nothing to me about it. And I'm like, why not just ask me and give me the opportunity to tell you what was really going on and why it was done. It was done to try to help keep young people out of prison. And it backfired on me. It backfired on me. But anyway, y'all, I ain't gonna keep going on about it. I just wanted to put that out there. You know what I mean? Like I say, it's been so many years ago, and it's been so many times that I wanted to say something about it, but I was like, nah. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, watching the Donta Show, and for y'all who don't watch his show, you need to watch his show. Especially you parents that have kids and, just rap music is influencing them. They want to be on the lean and the perks and all this, and they toting these big guns and they with their homeboys and all this and that. Man, let me tell you something. At the end of the day, man, when you go to prison, ain't no guns. Ain't no guns, period. Ain't nobody got guns in there but the guards in the towers. And that's the sole purpose. If you try to hop over that fence and run, they're going to shoot you. They the only people got guns. Ain't no guns in prison. Your friends ain't... Very seldom will you find people in prison that'll be your friend just because. It's usually always an ulterior motive behind it. Usually always. People from your hometown, in Alabama, in prison, we call it the homeboy. Oh, that's my homeboy, because, you from the same city or whatever. Like in the feds, it's like it might be different people from all over the world, different states. But in Alabama, I can speak on it because I've been there. Hell, I'm the only one here. I keep hearing noise in them. Give me a second. All right, well, I don't know what's up with that, but back to what I was saying, like in prison, in Alabama, we call it homeboys. Your homeboys will do you in. They will set you up to be hurt, to be killed. Your homeboys will, they will try to extort you. I mean, yeah, you got to watch out for people in other cities, from other cities, and you got to also watch out from the people from your city. Because if you think about it, everybody in your city, hell, y'all wasn't getting along with each other on the street. So what makes you think we're going to get along in prison if we wasn't getting along on the streets? But like I say, most guys come to prison, they're looking for a little aid and assistance. You know, you especially, you ain't never been to prison, man. You young, you 18, 19, 20 years old. You walk into this prison, you already got it in your mind about, you know, everybody then heard the old prison story. So yeah, when you on your way there, yeah, you nervous. I ain't gonna lie, I was nervous. I'm sure everybody that goes to prison gonna be nervous. Some more than others, you know what I mean? But you got to watch out for, people from your hometown just as well as people from other cities. Ain't no guns. There's no guns in prison. You either got to be willing to use them knuckles or a lock and a sock, or you can use the hot water as a weapon or a knife. And sometimes some situations can become so big and so bad that you cannot handle it alone. You can't. And example is like, okay, in the state of Alabama, Birmingham is pretty much the most dominant city in the Alabama prison system. Now, don't get me wrong. You got some riders from everywhere. Mobile, Montgomery, Tuscaloosa, Opelika. They're all over. You got some stomp down riders that don't care how many it is. You know, you got to come on with it. But Birmingham, it's a lot of them. It's a lot of them in prison in Alabama. A lot of them. And let's just say you from some small city in Alabama. And you get into it with some Birmingham dudes. They coming. Birmingham coming. Ain't gonna be just no one coming or a few coming. There's a lot of them gonna come. And if you by yourself, bro, it's, you know what I'm saying? You pretty much in a no-win situation. Pretty much. But like I say, don't get me wrong, it's riders from everywhere. I mean, I've seen some in action that took on a lot of guys just by themselves. They didn't care. You had to come on with it. You had to, you know, they was not backing down. And so, and a lot of them that I remember was from, what's that place? Was it, I think, Talladega, Alabama? And there was a few guys, and it wasn't only but a handful. But yeah, they was about that life. If you come at them wrong, man, they don't care how many of y'all it is. They like I say, you had them from all over little cities, you know, throughout Alabama that was in prison. They was not backing down. They was not running. So with that being said, that's part of the reason why a lot of guys come to prison and they join gangs, because they feel like, they want to be a part of something, for one. And number two, they be like, hey, I need to, because you never know when it's going to go down. You never know when you might get into it with somebody, because it's hot in them. People going through stuff in their own mind. They depressed, they angry because they locked up. Some of them because they ain't got no money. Nobody sending them no money. They can't catch store. They hungry. They want, and you got it over here. And sometimes them guys, they coming to get it. And they ain't asking for it. They coming to get it by any means necessary. You know what I mean? So prison is a jungle. It's a concrete jungle. And man, if you're not a wolf, man, you're gonna get got. And it's a simple fact. If you are not a wolf, they are coming to see about you. They coming to see what you about. And if you don't get down for yours, you in for a bad stay. Once they smell or see that fear in you, bro, they're not gonna, no. Even, okay, if these guys come at you and they ease up, I mean, it's gonna be others. Everybody in prison is always looking for victims. So, sometimes you have to put on that hard face and become heartless, because if you don't, bro, you're not going to have a peaceful stay. You're not going to just, like a lot of guys coming, I just want to do my time. I don't want to bother nobody. I just want to go on. No, that don't work. That don't work. That don't work. They don't want to hear that. They ain't trying to hear that. It's not going to happen. You can stay on your bed every day. You can go to church. You can try to stay out of everybody's way. You can try to be respectful. Man, ain't none of that going to work. That's going to just put more fuel to the fire. What is that? A coyote? Do y'all hear that? It sounds like you're getting closer. Hey, y'all, I don't do animals. Yeah. I'll be going inside soon. Yeah. I don't do animals, period. If I don't know them, I don't deal with them. Dogs, cats, I don't care. And then especially I live in the woods, y'all, in the country. Sometimes I be sitting out here and I be hearing stuff like, I'm going on in the house. I don't do animals. But like I was saying, anyway, prison is a jungle. It's a jungle, y'all. Sometimes you have to become a beast to prevent from becoming a victim. Let me say that again so people can understand it. Sometimes, or most times, I ain't gonna say something, I'm saying most times, you have to become a beast to not become a victim. If that makes any sense. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but to not become a victim, sometimes that's what you have to do. You know what I mean? But anyway, y'all, I just wanted to, talk about that documentary to let people know that documentary was oh my God, man, it was edited and stuff was added, and man, I can't even explain it. Like it makes me sick to my stomach. Like, but hey, it is what it is, man. And that was me. That was me. But I just want to let the world know I'm not that person. That's not who I am. That's not what I stand for. Yeah, I did the documentary, but I thought, because really, my friends who had set me up with them people, because the parole board kept denying me. They would not let me out. My friends like, look, we know these people. They want to know about prison in Alabama and what goes on and how things go and this, that, and the third. And they willing to, come in and talk to you. And they going to, go to the parole board and show them and talk to them and tell them that you help bring up awareness about prison in Alabama. And, hopefully, you'll get parole. I got parole 8 years later after I did that documentary. 8 years, which they was probably going to give it to me anyway. It had nothing to do with me doing that documentary, because the way they made that documentary, it made me look like a total animal. And I'm not. I'm just a regular guy. Just a regular guy. But anyway, y'all, I just wanted to say that, and I hope all of y'all stay blessed, and I hope that y'all listen to me with some understanding, with an open mind and an open heart to what I've said. You know what I mean? For those who the documentary deterred from going to prison or doing things that may lead them to prison, hey, that's a win. Because I don't want to see nobody go through that. Nobody. For those who was curious about who I am and, what went on with this, that, or whatever. But now you know. And for those who still have their same opinions, hey, you entitled to that. But I'm letting you know that's not me. The documentary was all just fabricated and this and that. But anyway, I hope everybody stays safe and stay blessed. And with that, I'm going to end this.
Hey, did you know that I do promotions now? I promote all social media channels such as Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, you name it, I promote it. Also, I promote products and businesses also. So if you need promo, get in contact with me. All right, y'all, it's the fall season. Make sure y'all cop y'all military mind game merchandise. I got hoodies for you. I got shirts for you. I even got coffee mugs for you. Y'all see that hat? Y'all see that pillow? Make sure y'all cop y'all military mind game merchandise. I have the link pinned at the top of the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you click this video. Until next time.